Okay, so we're just here, kind of north of we're kind of up in the middle of Toronto here. And, we're just going to kind of do an experiment here, a lot of side roads. And I want to see how this thing gets us to the Toronto Zoo. It's good up north area there, good combination of sort of, intricate roads we have to cross over here, a little bit of some side roads like this. And also, I really want to see what this is doing because this is getting very lost in Toronto right now. So let's see what's going to happen. Okay, press brake pedal. Full self-driving mode engaged, and let's see what it does. Okay, gotta give it a bit of auto steer temporarily. Okay, and then there we go. Okay, so we've been driving around Toronto a little bit. Sorry if the camera's kind of jostling around like crazy there. It's not the best situation, I'll admit, right now. What's the primary issue I'm running into is that the mount I had a camera on my GoPro, it's just not working. I gotta get a new camera. Probably gonna go with a DJI at this point. And it just wasn't working. So, oh shoot, that was my fault. Sorry. That was me. I moved my foot and hit the brake by mistake. I didn't mean to do that. I was trying to cover the brake. And the car, man, look at these homes here. This is beautiful. Look at the size of these castles, basically, in Toronto. And, yeah. But, okay, we got a person on the right. What's it gonna do? Oh, it keeps crossing. Okay, good. Now it's got to go across, it looks like, and it's got to go left. So let's see what that's going to do here. Don't curb the rims. Okay. But anyways, yeah, so this vehicle, Model Y here, FSD 12 point, I can't remember which one it is. I'll put it in the name. But it got pretty badly lost a couple times in traffic. I don't blame the system too much. Toronto is right now going under a century-long, at this point, road fix. So there's just random road parts missing, closed road signs in random spots that are just completely, illogical. And yeah, so, oh, we're in Rosedale. Explains why the homes are so nice here. Yeah, this is quite a swanky area of Toronto, to say the least. But yeah, I definitely got to get myself a new mount for the camera. But it's actually been pretty good for this windy road here. So if you're getting motion sickness watching the video, my apologies. It's a little weird that the car is going so far into oncoming traffic technically right now, but it's doing a good job at it. Okay, what's it gonna do here? And these roads, by the way, don't have any yellow marker in them, so let's see what it's gonna do here. But a few times what's happened here that I've noticed is I'll be going straight, and then it'll try to make a turn on a road that's not there, and then it'll pop back. Don't hit the curb, please. Don't want to curb a rim. Okay, we got a speed bump in front of us, slowing down. And let's see what it does here there. Okay, we're on Rosedale Valley Road and Park Road. Beautiful area here, by the way. If you're ever in Toronto and you want to go for a nice scenic walk, this is kind of the best place to go outside of High Park. One thing, although Toronto has a lot of issues, primarily with just, crazy expensive to live here. Definitely not anymore the, come here, first Canadian family came here and found a home. It's not really the case anymore, but that seems to be not just Toronto, but everywhere else around the world. But around here, though, beautiful walking area. Toronto really spent a lot of time keeping its parks around, which is nice. And yeah, so we're kind of like in the valley right now. But yeah, so apparently we have about a 28-minute right here. Now this is going to be interesting because this is something I saw in an earlier video where this car doesn't appear to really like making left-hand turns onto roads where you have to go back a little bit on yourself. So let's see what it does. See, it's okay. I don't know why it stopped. Go forward. Okay, I'm having to put my foot on the gas. It's not moving. And yeah, it's lost. Okay, I'm taking over. All right, taking over. I had to take over that one there too. This kind of seems to be a running theme right now so far with this, is that it's pretty good system. But when it comes to some of these left-hand turns especially, it just stops moving in the middle of the intersection and it just gets lost. So don't know what's going on there, but something to be considerate about. On the highway and around sort of more higher speed areas, we'll say, like more traffic flow, system runs fine. what I'm getting from this system so far, and this is what I'm finding, and I'm not sure if other videos have talked about this, but probably just haven't seen the video. If there is a car in front of you and it can follow that car, it will. But if it's on its own, man, I hope that it's not too shaky, this camera, but if it's on its own, it's completely lost in many cases. So just be aware of that. Okay, so I got a narrow lane warning ahead of me. Looks like they're doing some reconstruction here to the hillsides. Okay, so got all the signage up, which is nice. So the speed limit here is 40. You just kind of let the car do its thing. There is a lot of police that do hang out down here sometimes and will give you traffic fines and tickets. So just be aware of that if you're ever in Toronto. But yeah, really, yeah, there was a lot of encampments here earlier. So it looks like they're getting rid of a lot of the encampments. Sorry, it's a car review video. This isn't a political or statement video, but just something you happen to notice when you're driving around here. Though for the most part, though, it seems like the car is handling this quite well, actually. Yeah, so part of the reason I want to head up to the Toronto Zoo is around there is quite a lot of very, I'll say, technical roads, we'll say. These are roads where a lot of switchbacks, you know, a lot of blind corners, we'll say. And I'm really interested in seeing how this vehicle will handle that as well. But yeah, so you know what? I'll say this though about the FSD. I'm complaining that it's getting lost and stopping. But what would be a better solution for the car to just get lost and just drive still and crash into something or hit somebody? No. So again, something I keep reiterating in the videos is that it's important that you as a driver are still focused on the road ahead of you and what the car is doing. You know, like I said, I've seen videos of people sleeping in the back seat. I've seen videos of people covering up the windows. I've seen people putting weights on the steering wheel to override the systems. Don't do that. That's super dangerous. And, you know, we want this system to get better. We do. And the more people that start screwing with the systems and are, you know, messing with stuff up, it's just giving more fuel to the fire for politicians and other lobbyists for other OEM companies that aren't happy with Tesla's really pushing the envelope here on their cars to basically make them, you know, make self-driving no longer a thing or highly regulated, which I want it to be better. So stop messing with it and just let the system kind of grow itself. All right. Yeah, so it's construction here again. So it's got a sign over there, blaring slow down. The speed limit here is 40 technically, and now it's slowing down to 40, which is good. Yeah, so let's see what it's going to do here now. It should get over on the right-hand lane in a moment or two, because it's got to get on the on-ramp, or does it not need to? Let's see. Ooh. Yeah, that's one of the things too I find with this vehicle, find with FSD at this time. It kind of does a lot of stuff last minute. I feel like if you got to get into a right hand, you got to make a right hand turn, for example, it will wait until it kind of absolutely needs to. It feels like get over. When I kind of wish this would get over a bit earlier. I don't see why it would technically. I know you can activate the turn signal to force it to do something ahead of time, but again, hopefully that'll get a bit better over time. So yeah. In my last video, I talked about the robo-taxi. I kind of wanted to touch on a couple things I might have missed in the other video there. One thing I noticed with the robo-taxi, I don't know if it's a styling cue they do, but I never understand why companies do this. I've seen Bugatti do this actually too, where they will paint on the actual tire the color of the rim to make the rim look bigger. So I'm not sure exactly why. Oh, this is a tight lane. What's it doing? I didn't touch anything, just jumped in there because I thought I was going to hit the curb, but didn't, thankfully. But what happened was the the car itself was, sorry, they covered the rim in silver paint to make, sorry, the tire to make the rim look bigger. I don't know why they did that. I guess make it look more futuristic. One other thing too, which I did notice, is I don't see anything released in the media at this time. Again, tomorrow they could be releasing it. Is the skin of the vehicle stainless steel as well? Because the big complaint with the Cybertruck has been that Tesla only knows how to stamp flat metal or stamp certain angles. Oh, let's get over. Perfect. Okay. Now the video should be pretty self-explanatory. The car just drives itself. Once on the highway, it never really has a problem anymore. It's only around town where it gets kind of lost. But yeah, no, I'm really excited to see what's kind of the plan with Tesla in the next coming, next little bit with the robotaxi. I think it's going to have a better experience overall. But only time will tell, right? That's where the regulations have to kind of get into place and understand what the next sort of stages are in that. Yeah. But I definitely want to get one of these vehicles for myself personally very soon. So, yeah. Okay, so we're getting up into some of the traffic area here in Toronto, getting out of Toronto. So we're now getting onto the 404, 401 area here, and we'll see what the car does. It's over. Perfect. It was actually a very tricky on-ramp because it splices left and right on the off-ramp itself, so you have to be kind of in the right zone. It's going to go east. So right here we're going to go east, and you have to split up to go collectors or to go express. So let's see what it's going to do here. So we got east. It's going to go east now, which is nice. So it goes east or it goes Borden. So we'll stay on the left-hand side. Perfect. Yeah, we're up here just by up here at the big transfer from the DVP and the 401. Let's see. What's it gonna do? Perfect, stays in its lane. There's a little ticker to go onto the left-hand lane here. Oh, nope, it's gotta go left. I don't know why I did that. Was that because I just hit the camera button there? Not sure. Anyways, that was weird. Let's see what happens next. Sorry, just adjusting my mic there a little bit. Okay, lane's gonna end. Car's gonna do? Car's gonna get over. Okay, it got over, but didn't actually signal. That's, now it's gonna signal. Okay, that's a little disconcerting, especially if there's someone coming up behind me, so that's not cool. Okay, so we're now starting into some of the heavier traffic, and let's kind of see what's going to happen here now. Okay, it's going to left-hand lane. One thing I will say, though, about this, which is I'm not necessarily not surprised, but we were at 100% charge, 97% charge, we'll say. I had to drive around a little bit in Vaughan there. But originally I started this off in Vaughan. I drove from Vaughan to Toronto, coming down across the bottom end. Went to Toronto, drove around there with the system a little bit to test it out. I'm on the 401 now, heading, like I said, to Markham, to the Toronto Zoo, to do some more backroad stuff. And in that whole process, I've only used so far 82% battery. So, one of those things when you hear about range anxiety, it's something I feel like it's a little overblown nowadays. I do know someone who's got a Nissan Leaf, and they routinely drive to Quebec, and also from Toronto, and also to Niagara Falls, and they've never had a problem. They did tell me, though, that in the winter, the car is not as good because the battery, I think, in theirs isn't temperature controlled, so it's environmentally controlled. Ooh, that was a good hit from a stone. Thankfully, no crack. But yeah, just something to be aware of. You know, the range anxiety thing, I think, is a little overblown. All right, so what's going on here now? Okay, we got a lot of dust on the road here, so let's see what the system does. Not sure if that's from a truck who was losing its load or something else happened, but we'll see. Alright, so it says we're going to get off here at Meadowvale Road in about a couple minutes here. So we have 10 minutes to get to the next stop. Just as a, I'm not sure. The video cuts out a little bit earlier. I'll make a note of that just because I think the camera is starting to run out of memory. But yeah, overall, I think this has been a very, very exciting experience. So we may not be able to get the whole video all the way to the Toronto Zoo area, but If not, then sorry about that. But, you know, I think another thing I wish Tesla was doing with their full self-driving mode is that on the left-hand side here, I'm pretty sure you can see in the camera, we are approaching an emergency, not an emergency vehicle, but a stop vehicle with emergency lights on. Obviously not red and blues, but in this case here, it's some type of worker truck on the side of the road here, and they've got they have the system down. I really hope that the system would have a blinking light to kind of show you, hey, we see that. It just shows a stop vehicle, so just something to be aware of. Also with this transport truck here, oh, look at that, actually showing the extra long trailer. That's cool. I can see the double casters, I think. That's really neat. All right, so we're gonna be getting off soon. See how it does from here. Okay, so it did that again, where it's changing lanes without signaling. Why is it doing that? I mean, I guess it doesn't have to, because there's nothing that's coming up on his right side, but it's still really disconcerting when the car just changes lanes all of a sudden on you without actually signaling. That's definitely something I'm not a fan of. That's really freaky, because you're going along and all of a sudden it just jumps over the lane without tinkering, without putting the ticker on. Earlier we had another situation where I was coming to a in this case here, like imagine I was in the left-hand lane right here where it's ending now, and it just jumped over. It didn't even put the ticker on. So that's not cool. I don't know why. I don't know if it doesn't see the sign. Is the system not seeing the signs that are letting it know that lane is ending soon? Is that what's happening here? And the system's just learning all of a sudden the lane ends? Because if that's the case, that's really surprising that it's not looking for certain signage. But I mean, we're in North America here. The signs here are pretty standardized. I mean, you go to like United States, Toronto here, throughout the United States and Toronto, it's pretty consistent with signage. So I'm surprised it's not at least picking up that. It seems like a pretty big flaw, actually. But looks like we're going to be getting off the highway in a couple minutes here. And see what happens next. Okay, so let's see what's going to try to figure out. So I'm going to try to trick the car a little bit here. I'm going to get over in the right lane for a second. So the car will go there. Okay, perfect. There's no one behind me too far, so I want to see what it's going to do. And I'm trying to get over one more time here, because I want to see if it'll do it again. Because this lane here ends. Okay, it saw that. Nope. Okay, yeah, see, and now it's going to go in the left lane. No ticker. That is super scary. I know what it's doing, but it's really disconcerting that it will jump back without putting the ticker on. Hopefully the guy passing me, yeah, I'm getting looks at my face now because the car did that. That is really, really creepy and kind of scary, actually. That's something that they really got to fix sooner than later. Okay, just getting off the highway here. Just gonna have the highway. Okay, good. It's good. Now, in all fairness, I will say that I did intentionally kind of trick the system a little bit, because I forced it to go to a lane that it wasn't probably going to go into in the first place. But regardless, it's really weird how the system just jumps like that without actually giving it a command. So that's something to be definitely aware of. Yeah, if there was an officer behind me, that is a definite ticket. Okay, let's see what it does here, because this is actually one of its areas where I feel like the camera is, not the camera, sorry, the car. I'm looking at the camera, just double checking, make sure it's all working. Where the car should be okay, but don't hit somebody, please. Okay, it's good, it's good. Oh, shoot. Okay, yeah, that's not really the car's fault. I won't blame the car too much on that. But again, it doesn't show pylons, so... But see, it doesn't see the pylons. To itself, I guarantee if I put the ticker on right now, it would try to get into that lane. Maybe it wouldn't, maybe it does see it, but on the camera here, I don't see anything. I think it sees it, but it's just so light that it maybe doesn't show up. Ugh. Okay, so here, this is going to end now, this lane. So what's it going to do? Okay, at least this time it gets over earlier. But this is what I was saying before. It does this, where you can see on the GPS here, it knows what it has to do. So it knows it has to get over. But it just doesn't seem to want to always do it ahead of time. Like I said, it's very weird like that. Again, 99% of the time, it's running great. But right now, not so much. It could be also it's the nighttime. Maybe the camera is better in the daytime, just more light to kind of show where it's going. So I can agree with that. Just trying it at nighttime, because I'm driving at nighttime right now because I wanted to kind of lessen the amount of like stop and go traffic. So you go to Toronto or anywhere else, you're basically not moving half the time. So that was my intention. But maybe the camera is not as... doesn't exactly know where it's going in the whole time, so that's something we should be considerate about. But yeah, so we are pulling in here soon to the Toronto Zoo. Toronto Zoo, it's going to try to pull us into one of the parking lots. I'm not going to go from there, so that's about it. All right, I am going to probably end the video here. Just because, again, we're basically here in front of us now is the Toronto Zoo, and I'm actually going to stop, and I'm going to make a right here to another road I want to try out. But yeah, thanks for watching the whole video. If you're still here, great. Next video will be coming out very soon after this, and hope to see you there.